I have read 50 books about money. Oh, and by the way, guess what? This was like my last one. It's about 7 pillars of finances. And I'm telling you what, I started reading back when I was in campus at around first year thereabout, okay? And let me tell you one secret, okay? I do love to read a lot. And I'm still reading a lot about the books about finances. I'm going to share the knowledge that I've acquired because this is what I've discovered in all those books. And by the way, among all those 50 books, my favorite book has always been the Millionaire First Lady by MJ DeMarco. That's an amazing book. The first one that I read was about, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill or something. Yeah, I'm telling you, I read that one about things to the richest men in Babylon, From Zero to One, Psychology of Money, How to Influence People, Atomic Habits, all those booklets I've just discovered these writers, once you actually study all these books, you can actually realize there's something that they're sharing in common. They're kind of common thing, although they have a different perspective and money and what have you, but there is something that they share in common. And I'm telling you, there is a power in reading, because guess what? The only way that you can acquire a 60-year-old experience at 30 is by you reading the book. Absolutely. That's a reality, because it's like instead of you just waiting to study by yourself, you can actually go ahead and read something that somebody has wrote. Maybe let's say that guy is like a 60 years old or something, or 70. Can you imagine this? If somebody pulls here and the guy is like 100 years old and tells you, let me teach you this about life, everybody would be like, yeah, I want to know about life. Like, does it make sense for us to look for all this money? That how does it feel to be 100? What am I expecting, in case just I reach that particular time? So what I've discovered about money is that you have to understand your finances. You have to have what we call the financial knowledge. You have to have what we call the financial knowledge. The financial knowledge on this sense, it simply means that you have to be an individual who knows where your money is. When I say where your money is, I'm not asking you, do you know whether it's in a bank, it's in a SACCO, maybe it is in a mutual fund. When I say to know where your money is to have a clear track record of exactly where your money is actually, what is happening in the world of finances. Where is the money? Who makes money? Who wins money? Who attracts money? Because basically, I told you one thing, you can't make money, you attract money. How exactly can you be able to do that? In sort of a structure of a business, a job, employment, self-employment, in a business of entrepreneurship and something, who or where is actually the money is. Because if you understand where is your money and where the money is, then if you know this is where you are and this is where the money is, then you can be able to lay a structure of, hey, guess what? This is exactly what I'm supposed to do for me to get that money. So when you have that understanding, for example, if you read that book by the MJ DeMarco, The Millionaire Fast Lane, you see there is the slow lane, the fast lane, and what have you. So it simply tells you, if you want to go with the slow lane, this slow lane of you just want to get a job, you get that salary. Can you imagine this, Can you imagine being paid 12 times a year? 12 times per year. 12 times. Like literally, if you're paying at the end of the month, you're being paid 12 times per year. Like, it's not you who decides how much. And let me tell you one secret, yeah? If it is not you who decides how much to be paid, it is the system that dictates how much to be paid, then you're actually confining, or actually you're limiting the amount of money that you can be able to make. The other thing, if you do trade time with money, you're always gonna make limited. No matter who you are, what you do, the fact remains, if you limit your earning, if you limit, for example, if I tell you, hey, I'm going to employ you, I'm going to be paying you, say, $100 a day. All right. And you're going to be trading your time from morning until evening. Let's say from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. And then I'm going to pay you 100. Honestly speaking, the maximum amount of money because you're a human being, there are feasible number of days that you can actually work. Probably you cannot even work from Monday to Sunday, Monday to Monday to Monday, Monday to Monday, Monday to, you need a day to rest, to relax or something of sort. Then it means the amount of money that you can actually make is limited. Why? Because as a human being, you cannot exceed that. But what if you were to create a structure that is operating outside the factor of time, whereby even if you're sleeping, it is still making you money or something also. For example, let's say you make something like an app and then you monetize your services. Maybe you write a book, you keep it out there, and that thing is making you money. And for example, the writer of this book, for example, or let's say that MJ DeMarco, I bought that book. MJ DeMarco, I don't even know where that guy was doing or where he was doing in that particular time when I was buying that book, but I was somewhere buying that book. You can imagine that. For example, personally, I'm also a writer. You can buy my book. For example, if you go ahead and buy that book, probably I'll be doing something else extra there. I'm not limited to have to. You get what I'm saying? So when you actually develop a structure or develop a product that you can be able to sell outside the time and it's not limited to your presence, that is exact. For example, can you imagine this? The creators of this great platform called YouTube that we love very much. They're not even here. You know, they have employed people. Probably they are on a vacation somewhere in Santorini, in Greece. Is it in Greece or whatever the place it is? I mean, like those great and wonderful places, all right? That's what I'm trying to say. So you find you just create a system that is actually accessible. Number one, don't limit it to the number of people. Anybody can access it as far as you're human being and you have the internet, you can access that specific thing. Number two, there's a thing that is actually running throughout the time. You know, it's not like a TV or thing that has to be closed and maybe in a particular time. You get what I'm talking about. So when you actually have that kind of a system, then it helps you. You're now shifting from the slow lane to the fast lane as you move to the next level. All right. The other thing, you have to understand the concept of the money. The concept of the money in this sense is that you have to understand that money, simply what happens with it is that it is an energy. And I made these videos and I explained to you guys, it is an energy. It's an energy is that, and wherever we say, whenever the attention goes, the energy flows. And one thing we know about the energy is that it cannot be created nor blah, 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 blah. It can be transformed from one form to the other. Therefore, if the energy, or if money is energy, when you get it out of the stream, always put it back to the stream. And I always love to give an analogy of a stream. So it's always good to put it back to the stream so that at least it can actually flow. It can actually make more of the same and be able to, you know, sort of kick back you, or sort of like give you some cash, or maybe baby monies as you call them, the passive income, whatever you're gonna call them. And then you realize one thing, the factor of time. The factor of time is again of an essence in all those books that I've read. Okay, if you actually understand time, you can understand that you have like 24 hours, not even like, we have 24 hours in a day. And then it means a lot of people, can you imagine, in the same 24 hours in a day, someone has actually managed to earn $1, 2, 3, 4. Someone has actually managed to earn like tens of thousands. Some people even earn million in terms of Kenyan shillings. Some people even earn millions in a day. The same 24 hours. So the question is, how are some people managing to earn that a lot of money? Others are actually making as low as them. Okay, it depends with what we call the value. Depends with what we call the value. The value, the more valuable you are, obviously the more money you will make. What does it mean? See, if, for example, let's say we only have one individual who is capable of, say, coming up with this pen, and there is a crazy demand of this pen in this world. Therefore, it means that individual who is making this pen, probably if maybe we were to invite him into a seminar and teach us how to make pen, that guy will charge us based on however he wants, because you know, you have a value that is attached on top of you. So it means the lesser you are, or the good, see, when we say if you become very good and best at that particular thing that you're doing, you're going to actually charge the premium of that particular price. What does it mean? Basically, we are saying in indirect way that if you can manage to actually be lonely on top, if you can actually manage to be the top, you see, the best, you become the best and the best and the best and the best. For example, until right now, well, it depends on when you're watching this video. Again, I'm making this video at around June of 2024. We still don't have anybody who is better in terms of the fast running than Usain Bolt. He still have the record of the fastest man on earth until to date. Okay, so that means the guy still be able to enjoy that specific product until today. So what exactly does that mean? It simply means that if you actually try the best as you can to remain at the top, always the good product will be given to you. And how exactly can you improve your value? You can only improve your value by actually reading a lot. Just like I said at the beginning of this video, the more you learn, the more you earn. And I said one thing, that the moment that you actually open up to reading these kind of books, these types of literature and what have you, then it means, for example, that book of Richest Man in Babylon, that's a book that was written like I think it's like a century ago or something also. And you find the information is so timeless that it is so workable because the formula has never changed. Yeah, I know you may argue from the point of we have the artificial intelligence, we have the technology, we have the what. It is very true. But at the same time, it's good to understand that if, again, that is the truth, it's also true that some of the things remains constant. For example, the aspect of delayed gratification. Delayed gratification is when you sacrifice. You behave as if you do not know, but you know, rather than behave as if you know, but you don't. And then in the meantime, you actually accumulate, you store, you invest, you grow yourself. Then a time will come when you actually gonna live in a system whereby people will assume as if you actually do you know one thing before I even go back to that point? Do you know one thing? The moment you actually learn something, you become more valuable, meaning that you learn about it, you become a specialist, you become so much fluent to that specific thing. Even when you're doing it, it appears as so effortless. For example, those who are football fans, when you see these great players playing out there, you actually tend to think like it's so effortless. Even when they do something that you're like, I don't expect that guy to do actually that thing. It looks so effortless. And then if you are told how much they are making, you'll be shocked because they are making crazy amount of money. So But before they reach to that particular point, there is a whole system of kind of thing they tried to do behind the curtain. That's why they are in there, or that particular place that they are in. The other thing, you have to have what we call the budget, and not just a budget that is actually working. We can say a working budget. And simply, budget is basically telling your money where to go rather than wondering where it went. Basically, this one has to be like, you must have the financial recording, you must have the financial tracking. So when you have the budget, it simply means that you have a structure. And allow me to give this example. Probably I've ever given it again. I have to repeat it because these are the concepts that never change. It's like when I give you, let's say you are not even a Kenyan, you show up to this country, I tell you, we are going to a place called Nyabuhanse, or we are going to a place called, say, Migori, or we are going to just a random place. You've never even heard of that place. You're like, what is that place? I've never even heard of that. But you probably going to ask me, where is that place? Like, you know how to drive? Yes, you know how to drive, so you can drive. But how to go there, you don't know the way. So the same case, you are earning, so you know how to make money. Let me say, you know how to attract money, for that matter. Then I'm telling you, you know the destination. For example, if I tell you, let's go to Migori, all right? So if I tell you, let's go to, let's say, or maybe I tell you, let's go to Bulawayo. Bulawayo, I think, is a town in or city in Zimbabwe. And then you don't know. You know how to drive, you know where to go, but how to go, you don't know. So the same case applies. Most of the people, they know how to make money, or they know how to work or make money, however you call it. But they also know their destination. I want to have this amount of money by this particular time, or so they know the destination. But how to move from where they are to that place that they want to go, that's where the difference is. Now, budgeting is that thing. It's like giving you a GPS. You know, is it GPS or GPRS, whatever? See, that thing, like I give you a pin and tell you, hey, come to this particular point. So you're going to actually follow that Google map until you reach to that particular destination. So you having a budget is having that GPS. And what I always tell people, there is a very great quote that I love. See, just take the first step. You don't have to see the rest of the staircase for you actually to try that thing. You just take the first step. And when usually, for example, take an analogy of a car usually have this headlight. And when you turn on that headlight, it does not illuminate. Let's say, for example, you want to go to a distance of like 200 miles or 200 kilometers. It does not illuminate. Let's say you're traveling at night or you're driving at night. It does not illuminate the entire stretch of 200 kilometers. It illuminates like, let's say, 20 meters from where you are. But you keep on trusting that distance of 20 meter until you cover the entire stretch of 200. The same case applies when it comes to dream. You know what? Right now, I have a dream of reaching my 1 million, but I'm only getting like 40,000, 50,000. I'm going to save each and every month like 10 or 15,000 each and every month. And this is exactly what I'm going to do. And at last, I'm going to hit that destination, that distance of 20 miles each and every time, trusting on the process, following the budget, being consistency, sacrifice, discipline. That is exactly what helps you to reach that particular point. But you have to look intentional. You know, I also discovered that you have to look intentional. You have to be an individual who you look intentional. You cannot just show up to any place and think things just happen randomly. You have to look winning. You have to appear winning. And to look winning, it's simply nice. You have to be very good at time, because if you can't keep time, if you can't keep time, obviously you can't keep wealth, you can't keep riches, you can't keep money. If you can't keep secrets, you have to be somebody who is capable of keeping secret, because the world of money is actually enshrined with secrecy. You cannot be somebody who is actually out there saying anything and anyhow at any given moment. That's for a fact, okay? So it's always good to make sure some things are actually way valuable when they are kept as a secret, right? So it is good to understand all those are just basic concepts that you can be able to apply them, so that at least you can move yourself to the next level as far as the finances is concerned. I know probably you are like, okay, fine, which book should I start with? Okay, first of all, buy the Good Joseph's booklets. I have booklets about the personal finance. I have it actually, that's the latest one. You can grab that copy. Go ahead and grab that number 5 from the description of this specific video. Shoot me a call or text. You can be able to get your copy. I can direct you exactly how to get it. Number 2, you have booklets about MMF, bills, bonds, business plans, what have you, all those kind of things. And maybe perhaps if you want to grab another booklet out there, I would highly recommend go read that book by MJ DeMarco called The Millionaire Fast Lane. But before you do that, first of all, read that book called The Think and Grow Rich. You change your perspective, your perception, your stereotype, or the ideas that you're having and what have you. And also that one, you start with that one, Think and Grow Rich, go the richest man in Babylon, go to that Millionaire Fast Lane and what have you. As you progress along the way, then you can be able to actually go ahead and grow yourself to the next level. Guess what? I said it would be in 15 minutes. And that is it. That marks the end of my video. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and leave me a comment on the comment section. For now, it's a goodbye and see you in the next one.